All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. It's good to be back with everyone today. And yes. So, welcome, everyone. My name is Craig. I am one of your recovery coaches here at Capital Recovery Center. And we got a very exciting article, as you can see, it's scrolling across the screen. And that is, we're going to talk about 9 healthy coping skills in recovery. All right, this is our all recovery support group. And so we are coming to you live. Okay, Kat, good to see you. Good to see you. All right. And so this article that we're going to be talking about is from HarmonyRidgeRecovery.com. HarmonyRidgeRecovery.com. And so if you would like to retrieve this article, you can go online and get 9 healthy coping skills in recovery. So without further ado, let's get right into it. The introduction talks about, it says, once you have finished addiction treatment and you're sober, you might think you're in the clear. All right, let me read that again. And so, good afternoon.
Hi, everyone. Sorry.
All right, that's all right. That's all right.
I'm here.
So we have Liz with us, and so we're gonna get right into it.
You just started.
This I can't take this call. I have to call back later.
Oh, it's 102.
All right, and so it says, once you have finished addiction treatment and you're sober, you might think you're in the clear. We at the top, the introduction. So it says, however, the work of recovery has only just begun. As your counselor and treatment center staff have told you, there is a chance of relapse, which is so true. We oftentimes do relapse, but that's nothing. Get back up and we try it over and until we get it right. Okay. It says, which is a return to drug and alcohol use. Fortunately, using healthy coping skills, all right, can help you on your journey to recovery. We'll discover triggers and how you can handle them using said healthy coping skills. We're going to talk about 9 of them, 9 healthy ones, right? What are relapse triggers? Okay, it says relapse triggers are people, places, things, and feelings. So they threw another one in there. Normally, I'm familiar with people, places, and things. But now this article says, and feelings that remind you of your previous substance abuse. These can bring about urges and cravings that can result in relapse. All right, I'm familiar with urges and cravings. People who have used drugs for a long time associate substance use with feeling good. Even after you get sober, these associations will still be there. And when you encounter triggers, you're bound to crave drugs and alcohol. So when we face obstacles, situations, circumstances that may be difficult to handle, we may want to we may feel through our feelings, cravings for drugs or alcohol to minimize or try to alleviate what we are feeling at the given time. However, whether you abstain from substance for 2 months or 2 years, you must be aware of triggers that set off your craving. So whether it's a short term and recovery or long term, triggers will or cravings will occur. Let's talk about we just talked about what are relapse triggers. Now we're going to talk about external triggers. External triggers are physical things that remind you of past drug use. Some examples of external triggers include people, right? All right. And it says those closest to you, friends, family, co-workers, former drug dealers can be triggers that cause you to relapse. You shouldn't be around loved ones who have substance use disorders. All right. Places. Walking or driving by a location where you use to drink or use drugs can set off cravings. These can include bars, restaurants, neighborhoods, bathrooms, and hotels. Try to avoid these places by using an alternative route to get to your destination. Objects. These are things. Even material things can spark cravings. Drug paraphernalia, spoons for heroin users, movies, and empty pill bottles are all things that can influence a recovering addict's behavior.
Matches, I know somebody.
Matches,
Smelling matches.
right.
I know somebody like that.
Somebody like that,
Yeah.
right? That can be an external.
They'll do it to this day. And I used to be like, why? It's not, but the smell of them,
Oh, yeah.
the lick of them.
Or just secondhand smoke
Yeah,
can be.
yeah.
There's somebody smoking marijuana that's nearby, or you smell it on their clothes. You know, those external factors,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah. I know some people who have been using heroin for a long time, they get nauseated.
Sick.
They get, yeah, just by certain things or smells.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you never heard of that?
No.
People say, oh man, just the smell of it, you know, of a certain smell can cause, but that's from
That, but I know the symptoms is throwing up. You know what I mean? 'Cause that's why I one of my things. But
okay.
I never use needles. I would just use it through the nose.
Sniff it,
Yeah, I'm a sniffer.
sniff it, snort it.
I'm
Right.
an ex-sniffer.
Okay, okay, all right.
I don't sniff no more.
Absolutely. I hope so. Anyway, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. That's good. You're making progress.
Yeah.
So the other aspects of external trigger are activities and situations. Stressful situations can push those in recovery over the edge. These don't just include losing a job or a loved one. Joyous occasions like weddings, birthdays, and other parties where alcohol is flowing can also induce cravings. Other situational triggers include calls from creditors. You know, hey, listen, you owe this amount of money. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to. We need the money, or it's gonna double up on you. Oh man, that was frustrating.
Yeah.
And this reminds me of yesterday. I went and looked at my bank account statement, and it tells you when the next payment for reoccurring fees or accounts. And I seen one that I just knew I had told the bank, erase them, take them off, but it was still on my bank account. I was so frustrated. I called everybody I could call. I even went online and took the card off the subscriber account.
Oh, it was mad.
I was upset, but it didn't take me to a place where I wanted to, but it did have me feeling a little tense.
Did you let them know? I mean, did you get in contact with somebody?
Yeah, I got in contact, but
It still wasn't enough.
it wasn't enough until I felt a little relief once I took the initial action to take my card off the website subscriber account.
Okay.
Did you ever know that you can say, like, you go Amazon and then you say, oh, y'all taking out money every month.
Right.
You could go on Amazon website under your account
Right.
and close the account.
Okay.
Okay?
Alright.
Instead of you on the phone throwing a fit, you know, you woo, woo, woo,
Oh,
woo.
yeah.
Take, you know,
And then they'll take their time in doing it
No.
if they want to.
yeah, but it'll
But you can
release,
do
it relieves a whole lot of stress.
Yeah,
Okay?
I got
Payday. Payday is another form of paying people before,
Mm.
during, and after sex. It says being home alone. We talking about triggers that induce cravings. All right, eating lunch or dinner, talking on the phone. All right, and so these are situational triggers. You know, I remember talking to a supervisor, and she says, "Why does this person keep relapsing?" And then I explained to her what the person told me was one of their reason why. And the supervisor, who was well versed in recovery, coping skills, she says, "Oh, that person has situational triggers. Whenever a situation arises that they're not adequately able to cope, they normally resort back to using."
I mean, that is true. But I believe,
Okay.
I believe for me, I used to say that.
Uh-huh.
But there's no way that I could live like that.
Yeah.
Because we go through situations all through the day. You mean every situation
Uh-huh.
that you get in, you're going to be like, that's just an excuse.
Okay.
I'm sorry. For me, it would be an excuse for me.
You know what I like what you just said? You kept the focus on you.
Yeah.
Now, for the other person, it may be
Right,
different.
it could be, yeah.
But for you,
it would have been an excuse.
and you
Yeah.
said, well,
Yeah.
I keep the focus on myself.
Right.
I don't allow situations.
Yeah.
Because
Everybody's different.
absolutely.
You're right.
That's good. That's
It's my
good.
story, my
Absolutely.
problem.
And when I was in the therapeutic community, they always taught us, oh, somebody else on here. Willingston. All right. What's up, Will? All right. When I was in therapeutic community, they always told us, do not blame, shift the blame, or blame
Right.
shifting.
Right.
That is, focus on somebody else.
Mhm.
They always told us, keep the focus on
Right.
yourself.
Right.
So when you say, for me,
Mm-hmm.
I automatically thought about, okay, keep the focus on yourself.
Yeah.
Huh? All right, let's talk about another. You feel like reading a little bit?
Yeah.
And internal triggers. You want to read that part?
External triggers.
Yes.
Okay. External triggers. Internal. Wait, am I on the right?
All right. Let's all right. Flip the page a little bit.
Wait, let me see.
Internal.
Oh, my bad.
All right. There we
I
go.
knew this.
All right. We're moving along.
Okay. Okay. Internal triggers. Internal triggers are emotions, feelings, and thoughts that are associated with drug use. These are harder to manage than external triggers because you can't always avoid them. Internal triggers can lead to negative behavior that eventually leads to relapse.
Mm-hmm.
Examples of internal triggers include negative feelings. If you ever feel irritated, angry, jealous, or anxious, you may think about turning to drugs and alcohol for comfort. Normal feelings. You might not think it, but even normal feelings can be triggers. Relaxation, boredom, embarrassment, and neglect can make you think about using. Positive feelings. Feeling excited, happy, confident, and strong can also lead to relapse. Celebrating something could make you want to reach for a bottle or join in on the fun. To recognize which feelings could potentially set off a relapse, ask yourself the following questions. How do I feel before using substances? How do I want to feel before using drugs, and alcohol. In the last week, how did I feel when I used or wanted to use drugs and alcohol?
Okay. So those are some challenging questions that a person may ask, right? How do I feel before using substances, right? How do I want to feel before alcohol and drugs? And then the last one says, how did I feel last week when I used or wanted to use drugs and alcohol,
Okay.
right? And so now it have us contemplating, having that self-talk with ourselves. What is your belief systems like? You know, a lot of times we have this self-talk going on in our head. All right. Do I need to have a drink? Or do I need to use drugs to because a lot of times you may say, well, no, because the same situation or problem that I'm frustrated about or that I'm trying to, it's still going to be there. And it may exacerbate even more because a lot of times we may use alcohol or drug, and then we may get into something. You know, in other words, if I had a clear head and I was in, you know, in my right state of mind, I probably wouldn't have made that decision. I probably wouldn't, you know, I'd have been more level-headed.
Right.
You know, especially like for me, I know if I'm in a situation, then I'm angry or upset. If I'm under the influence of alcohol, my past experience of how I behaved in the past, I may use it at the present time now that I'm under the influence.
Okay.
But if I'm not under the influence of alcohol, I probably say, no, I don't want to revert back to that old behavior.
Yeah.
Nah, because I know last time when I got into the old behavior, it cost me dearly. So let me find an alternative way. You see what I'm saying? It's the pros and cons. It's like a scale, you know, like a judicial scale, or you know that they utilize from courts.
Right.
Good and bad. Which one is gonna, you know, weigh the most, or which one you want to be on? What side you want to be?
Right.
You know,
And excuse me, I'm sorry to say that. Like today's a nice day.
Today's a nice day
right?
for you.
So today's a nice day for me. Yeah. So I did. I was talking to my mom. I was like, then I seen this Bud Light, the chocolate shower go by. So I was like, man, today's a nice day. And that's hot outside. You know, today would be the day I could go for a beer. You know?
Wow.
And, I mean, that's what I had thought real quick.
A flash.
A flash.
A thought.
Yeah, just a thought.
Just a thought.
And then I caught myself and I was like,
bring it back.
I'm not even a drinker.
Right.
I'm not even a
drinker. That ain't your choice.
Yeah, that ain't, but I still thought about it and said,
but it's okay.
You know, because it's a nice day.
Did you dispel the thought immediately?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right.
And then I thought about what you said, because, you know, you was like, about feelings and about how it was a nice day, or you're feeling good today, or it's sunny, and you know, just but then
just imagine if you was to use, right? Now you throwing everything that you worked so hard for down the drain.
Then you gotta smell that beer on you. Then you just I would feel dirty.
And then if you had to see a county official, and they say, all right, we need to see you in the office.
Right, exactly.
Now you know.
And it would be the day.
Turn a beautiful day into a horrible day.
Let's say, Miss Gray, come back. We need you. I didn't have that beer. Oh, Lord.
Ain't that something?
See.
That be the day.
That's why I'm glad I didn't do it.
All right.
I'm glad I thought about it and didn't do it.
Absolutely. So the next one we want to talk about, and that is unhealthy coping skills and recovery. one of them talks about bottling up your feelings, right? Holding it inside, not letting it go. Some people tend to bottle up their emotion because they're afraid to show vulnerability. However, doing this can cause you to act out in other ways, including using drugs or drinking to cope with your feelings. By taking the following steps, you can learn how to better manage your emotions. All right. And so one of the steps they talks about communicate your feelings consistently. All right. In order for you to be able to communicate your feelings, you have to first identify how are you feeling. What are you feeling? What situation made you feel the way you feel? You know, these are honest, questionable communication or emotions that you identify with. Like today, you said today is a nice day, right? It's beautiful outside. I'm feeling good. You know, here comes the Bud Light truck, right? That Bud Light truck put a thought in my head of past behaviors. Really, I'm not a drinker, but if I was to pick up, what next could happen? What that can lead to?
So always just start.
Yeah, like a spark, like a fire. They say it takes a small spark to create a forest fire, right? And so it only takes that one thing to turn into something.
And it wasn't even something that I do.
Right.
And that's what makes it.
Ain't that something?
You know what I mean? That's
triggers,
wow.
Cravings, urges. The next one talks about we're on unhealthy coping skills and recovery. And the first one we talk about communicate your feelings consistently. Figure out why you feel your feelings inside. Accept and own your feelings. Right. Write in a journal. Good. Talk when you need to talk. Okay. Have accountability partner. Have a support group to go to. Share openly. All right. Release your bottled feelings. All right. Another one talks about hanging out with friends who use. This is major. This is made for all of us. If you're feeling lonely, you might feel tempted to fall back into old habits. This can include getting together with friends, family members, or co-workers who abuse substances. When you're early in your recovery, you must avoid these loved ones. Find friends who will support you in your transition to sobriety. If you're invited to an event with some of your old friends, explain your situation to them. You know, let them know. Say, hey, I'm in recovery. I can't be around. I may show up 5 minutes, but after that, I gotta go. You know, so I come show my respect, my love. You got something you want to say?
Yeah, that reminds me of when people at my church.
Okay.
When people get married,
yeah,
they get married. The preacher, the pastor, he comes and he comes, say the blessing. He'll come to reception. Everybody will eat, and he'll say the blessing, and they'll stay right until after,
until the music starts.
Yeah, when the music starts and when the drinking starts, he's gone.
He's gone.
He's gone.
He's gone. And some pastors don't. Some pastors may send their blessings.
Take a plate home.
Or they may give a gift. It says, if they find out or if they know that if they're going to be alcoholic beverages, they may not attend. Some pastors, I'm not saying all, for whatever reason, that'll make them a bad person.
No, it don't.
It doesn't. It just means that they are really guarding their faith.
Right.
And then, but they're not judging you. They're just saying that's not something I want to partake in. And so I want to give you be a good leader.
Yeah.
And so that you see that,
Yeah,
I
good
want
way.
If I'm preaching up here telling you all this good
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
now
right.
here I am, you
Right.
know, giving in.
Imagine you go. Excuse me. I'm
All
sorry.
right, let's move right along. All right, so it says, real friends, right, will understand that you need time or wait. And this honestly will strengthen your friendship. If these friends don't understand and even tempt you to drink or use drugs, you need to set boundaries. There you go, right there. You need to set some boundaries, right? All right. Try going to a coffee shop or a juice bar instead of a bar or other establishment that serves alcohol. And so now we want to talk about 10 healthy coping skills to practice in recovery. 10 of them. All right. And so it says there are plenty of unhealthy coping skills you can practice while recovering from addiction, but these won't get you anywhere. Below are 10 ways you can practice healthy coping skills in recovery. The first one, I'm gonna read one, you read one, I'm gonna read one, you.
Okay.
That's cool?
Yeah.
So I'll read the first one. Be honest with yourself. The most important thing you can do is be honest with yourself and others. If you're feeling anxious or depressed, be open about it, accept it, and own it. When you try to avoid your feelings, you can end up feeling worse. When you're honest with yourself, though, you can give yourself a break and realize that you're only human, right? And so we were talking about earlier about identifying feelings. So now you've been honest with yourself. You know, you're open about it. You're talking about, well, I may be feeling anxious. I'm feeling depressed. At least you have accountability partner to express that with. It says, you're bound to come across things throughout the day that can make you upset. When this happens, recognize your feelings and move on with the rest of the day. The next one.
Practice gratitude and keep a daily journal.
Mm.
When you're in recovery, it's important to remember what you're grateful for. Keep a list each day of your thoughts and reflect on what you're thankful for. This could include family, friends, a great job, a roof over your head. Recalling moments throughout your day that bring you joy and can make you generally happier and will make you recover easier.
Wow, I like that one.
Yeah,
Being grateful for the things that you do have.
right.
You know, a lot of times we harp on things that we don't have, and it can be the smallest thing that you can be grateful for.
Right.
You know, and the reason I said that is that I was just thinking. I told you before, and I tell the audience, for those who may just be watching the first time, I am someone that's in recovery. I am also someone who been through the legal system, and so a lot of times when I would walk the track with other guys that I know, we were oftentimes reminisce on the things that we miss. You know, being incarcerated, there's things that you miss, the small things that we probably took for granted. And I'm gonna just give you one. Just being able to go wake up and open up your refrigerator. Now, it may not mean, but for someone that's incarcerated, that's something that you say, wow, I miss getting up, going, to the refrigerator, man, as opposed to going into an ice cooler. Right. See, so those are things that you can be grateful for. A lot of people don't, in different countries, a lot of people don't have what we have in the United States, America. And so we're fortunate to have a lot that other people or other places don't have. So be grateful. That's the moral of that story. Be grateful. Practice meditation. That's another one. Practicing meditation. Mindfulness meditation helps us become more self-aware. It will help you make better choices each day and react appropriately to substance craving. Your anxiety and stress will decrease, and this will lower your potential for relapse. When you do feel stressed or anxious, meditating can also help take back control of your feelings and realign yourself. The next one.
Attend therapy session. Many recovering addicts can attest that therapy has saved their lives. Individual, group, and family therapy while in treatment help you overcome the worst of your addiction. However, therapy after treatment is also important. Discussing your struggles and recovery with a mental health professional will take some of the burdens away. This third party observer can help you make sense of your feelings.
Mhm.
Excuse me.
The next one we want to talk about out of the 10 healthy coping skills to practice in recovery, and that is surround yourself with a support system. We mentioned earlier that having friends and family who support your recovery is essential. Joining 12-step support groups like Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous can also help since they expose you to fellow recovering addicts. These people know what you're going through and can offer support and insight. These support groups will provide you with a sponsor who has been in recovery for years and can offer you a helping hand. This is especially helpful when craving comes along. Next.
Learn to relax.
Mhm.
We encounter many high stress situations, whether we're at work, school, or home. One of the best ways to decompress is to learn how to relax in any situation. Take a long breath. Oh, take a long bath or listen to some music after a long day. Yoga can also help and relax your mind while strengthening your body. Meditation is a wonderful relaxation technique as well. Take a walk, watch your favorite TV show, or sit on the beach and listen to the sounds of the ocean. When you practice guided imaginary, you can imagine yourself in a relaxing place too.
All right. Eat right and exercise regularly. When you take care of your body, it will thank you. What you consume has an incredible effect on your mental health, which is why you should eat healthy, nutrient-rich foods. Part of addiction comes from malnourishment and not giving your body what it really needs. Make sure to stay hydrated each day. Exercising can also release endorphins in your brain, and this makes you feel good. It also adds structure to your day. And having a routine is key to staying sober. That's very important. Having a routine is key to staying sober. All right? Taking care of your body by exercising and eating right eating right will what? 4 and 5. That's it. All right.
Now, I have a question.
Yes.
It looks like that did increase.
Yeah, there.
There's some more to it. Look, wait, but listen. Okay, when you said that, excuse me, having a routine, that means like, should I be sticking by the same routine? Like, or what about if I have,
You can add
you
to it.
know?
You can add to it, or you can take away. It's all up to the individual. Basically, it's like having some type of structure.
Okay.
Because a lot of times we made this do things on the fly. You know what I mean? As opposed to having structure
Right.
in our lives, whereas we are really working on or working towards being more productive,
Mhm.
being more conducive, more positive. And so these are not just lofty words, but these
Right.
are words that can have actual benefits behind them if we apply them, right? So we can have these theoretical ideas, but theory without practice or putting them into action is useless, right? So if I say I'm going to exercise, I can say that every day I wake up, I'm going to exercise. Maybe eventually, but if I don't take the first step
And do it.
and do it, I'm going to start eating right.
Mhm.
You know? McDonald's right up the street, right? But there is also a grocery store next to it that has fruits, vegetables, protein. So which one I want to do?
Right.
Well, McDonald's is cheaper, right? So most times we weigh it out that way. So we get them double cheeseburger, but
And that right there, the calories on a Big Mac is like 1,000 and something now.
right,
That's
right.
a lot of calories for one. When I was at McDonald's back in the day,
Yeah,
I remember because we used to have to study all the things. It was like 800 and some calories, and now today
yeah.
it's like almost triple that. Like
Yeah.
the next year is probably gonna be 2,000
And-
because they're taking shortcuts.
And so when you go to the doctor, we're gonna wrap it up on that note. On this note, a lot of times when I go for annual physical, a lot of times if I'm overweight, or if the doctor, if you take blood and they get the results back,
Right.
they may say, well, you need to cut back because your cholesterol is up, right? What do you, then they ask you, what do you normally eat? I say, well, I eat fast food. You can cut back on it because a lot of times it could be clogging up our arteries, right? But if we eat nutrition food, we are doing our body some justice, right? And so it's up to us to take the next
Salt is bad for us.
salt. There you go.
That's the
High blood pressure.
I used to keep
Right.
like
Yeah. Grease.
pork chops.
Uh,
Like I used to
okay.
have love pork chops
Okay.
until one day it just started making me sick
Yeah.
because it was just too much.
So you had to change
Yeah,
your appetite.
yeah.
All right. So once again, it's been a pleasure. We talked about today. Let me go back to it so that everyone can see exactly what's already scrolling. And that is 9 healthy coping skills and recovery. And so we went over a lot today. If you want this article, you can go on. What did I say this article is at? It's at HarmonyRidgeRecovery.com. You can go and get this article. It's been a pleasure. It's been a ball. Until the next time, stay safe. Work on your recovery, on your sobriety, and always remember, replace negative thoughts with positive ones. Okay? So that's it for me. I am Craig, and this is young lady with us.
Liz.
Her name is Liz. She's with us live in the office. All right. Take care until I see you next time.
Take care.
All right. Let me end this real fast.